what are some of the core principles that drive the vision for SAASTEPS?
For us, it's communication. Communication is absolutely key inside of our company. For us, we need to have full communication between us and our customers.
Hi, welcome to Emphasis Tech Talks, the podcast for business leaders navigating technical challenges to find competitive advantage and to elevate your bottom line. Today, our guest is Tim Beck with SAASTEPS. Tim, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you. Really appreciate being here. This is awesome.
Awesome. Well, so tell me a little bit about SAASTEPS and the technology that you're using there.
No, definitely. So David, one of the things that we're doing is we've created some technology. Well, actually, candidly, I bought this technology back in March of 2021 from another person that had built technology on the Salesforce platform. We basically took over this company, decided to accelerate it and add on more functionality to provide an even greater value to our customers, an end-to-end solution, which is something I've been dreaming about actually ever since I started in this industry. And so basically what we do as a business is we built a managed package that downloads into your Salesforce environment. It's native, it's Lightning, it's got the whole Lightning advantage on it. And so what we're basically doing is giving you what we like to say is a Tesla. And basically you get everything all up front. When you want to upgrade, you just do a solution sync and you tell us what you want us to turn on. We have simple use cases like payment portal or a donation portal or a B2C e-commerce site. Those things can be set up in less than an hour. So these are the things that we're doing, but then you can enhance it and go add on more stuff because we have over 3,000 plus standardized use cases, part of our product, all built on Salesforce, all declarative that anybody can self-implement. So that's what we're doing. It's pretty awesome, David. Anything else you'd like to know?
Yeah, sure. So, that does sound great. What do you see as the innovations that you brought forth here with SAASTEPS? How did you use that technology, and what are the true innovations of it?
Yeah, no, definitely. One of the things that's unique is Salesforce is a great platform. Back when they started a group called App Exchange. And in App Exchange, it's where every partner could come on and start building on their technology. So that's what we did. So when Salesforce started off, they were just a CRM. Over time, they've acquired and pieced together a bunch of different things. If you ever heard of that song by Johnny Cash, One Piece at a Time, if you think about it, when you start acquiring things, right, you're basically putting it all together. So instead of doing that, the founder that originally started the company that we acquired and then that we own now, he decided that he wanted to start something where it was all declarative. Everything was built within one package, and you literally just flip on switches to turn everything on. And that's how it works in our system. So instead of customizing, which everybody has to do, you literally can get up and running in a day with some of our use cases, and as long as weeks or maybe a month with other use cases. And more importantly, is more people can self-implement it. And so these are the things that we're doing that are different in this space. And then what else are we doing? We've added on to the product. When we bought the product, it was e-commerce and renewals. Well, now we've got e-commerce, payment processing, CPQ, subscription management. We also have something called subscription price quote, which you drop the configurator, because if you don't need a configurator, why pay for it, right? And then we've got billing, we've got invoicing, and we got renewals management. More importantly, we've also partnered with a bunch of other native companies that we use internally that complement our solution, like a revenue recognition solution. So when you think about building or creating a end-to-end solution around revenue, like think about the platform you want to do. And if you can, do it with companies that are built on that platform, because then you got one data or one platform, hopefully one data model, and then ultimately one administrator that basically does everything for you. You don't have to rely on a ton of different consultants to start piecing everything together for you. This is one end-to-end suite that we provide. Again, that's the difference of what we're doing. So hopefully that helps help give you a little bit more understanding, David.
Yeah, sure. No, that's great insight. Um, so I'm curious about, kind of how you have built out your team over time, and what's the inspiration around the leadership there at SAASTEPS?
Yeah, team is everything. And, one of the things I've learned is when you're building a company, it comes down to the type of person that you're going to hire, especially as an entrepreneur early on. You absolutely need to hire people that are internally motivated versus externally motivated. I'm internally motivated. You don't need to tell me to do anything. I'll do everything if you need me to. Right? Other people that need to be told what to do need a manager. I'm just not ready for that. So what I've done is I've gone out and I've found basically doers, people that can just get shit done. It really matters in that way. If I don't have to manage them and I know they're working, great. That's money well spent because they're moving us forward versus spending money and moving us backwards, right? I mean, we need money to grow and we need people that are willing to help us do that. So what we started off was I went out and I got a co-founder. Believe it or not, I went to a former customer of mine when I worked for Aptus. And I'm like, hey, Ron, dude, I'm building this company. What do you think? You want to join? You know Salesforce. You know me. Let's do something together. And that was what started off. Eventually, I asked my wife to join because you know what? We need a good designer. And in the world of sales and in entrepreneurship, design is just unheard of. And everything that we do is all designed by our chief of design, which is great. It's my wife. So that kind of builds a unique co-founding experience where you have multiple different types of personalities. And Ron's based in Brazil. So we've got even outside of our own country, meaning the USA, basically helping us improve and think about other ways of how to build this business. And so that's what we did. Then we took Ron and he took his network. I took my network and went out there, and Rachel did hers and went out and basically we found different people that we believed were people like us. And don't get me wrong, it was not perfect, guys. We've gone through like anybody. You do filter through some bad eggs, but there's also people you may filter through where you just can't afford them right now. You wish you could, but you absolutely, timing is everything. You just got to hope that relationship stays strong, that you can continue and move forward. But yeah, gentlemen, that's what I've been doing. But we've got ex-Aptus people working for me, former customers that I used to work with when I was at Aptus. And really, you got to think about it. You build great relationships. Why not use them? And that's what I basically am doing to build this company.
Right. Well, I tell you what, relationships are everything. The old adage that it's not so much what you know, but who you know. Very, very true. So I hear you.
True.
Hey, so tell me about the strategies when you think about innovation there at SAASTEPS. What strategies have you used to drive that innovation?
100% our customers.
Hmm.
Every single use case that is in our product has been developed or requested by our customers. Not developed by them, but developed by us, requested by them. And of course, don't get me wrong, we come up with our own ideas because we want to make it even better. We've seen things, or we've been around different things, different experiences, or we want our own experience. Because one of the unique things that we also do is we use our own product internally, which is massive. I mean, the fact that I can go and log into my tool and show my customer on the phone with me using the same exact tool, same set of code, their data is different, my data is different because we have different Salesforces and we have different data, right? But the bottom line is the same architecture is 100% the same, minus those customizations that maybe they made because they wanted to do something more, right? But that's really what it comes down to is everything that we've done has been built by our customers or essentially us, which we are customers of our own tool. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. So is there a kind of a pseudo requirement there that customers already have a Salesforce implementation, that they already have data in Salesforce in order for your application to be efficient?
No, not necessarily. One of the things I actually recently realized just through normal testing of systems is we actually can hook up to any CRM. Technically, our product only needs one Salesforce license and one customer community license to basically get started. That's only $2,040 per year to basically implement my product. Why? You got to open global APIs with Salesforce. We can integrate into anything. I have global open APIs with my own product. We can integrate into anything. And my product is built on Salesforce. So that's why these things just make sense together. So if you think about it, 2 licenses, $2,040, and then you get an end-to-end e-commerce, payment processing, CPQ, SPQ, subscription management, billing, invoicing, renewals, all in one suite. Pretty awesome. If you start thinking about it, it's actually cheaper than Shopify, because Shopify, if you wanted to integrate into Salesforce, $2,000 a month. We can beat that in a heartbeat, and we can beat their payment processing as well, because we are a payment processor. So this is some of the different things that we're doing that just kind of changes the whole aspect of how you actually work with a company like SAASTEPS. So again, hopefully that makes sense, David.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, and so that's interesting, the integration aspects that you bring up. And so how important is that integration to the work that you're doing, or even for just e-commerce in general?
E-commerce is one of those places that I think, if you think about the future, everybody is going to buy. They're going to self-service. Everybody wants to go through a frictionless buyer journey. So I partner with another company, and we've actually created this process. You can actually land on my website. I'll create a special journey for you based on your interests. It'll present a portal to you with all the information you absolutely need about my company to make some decisions without talking to a sales rep. And then from there, we have our e-commerce that's already associated in that portal. You could essentially go in there, check out, and complete that order without actually ever talking to a Salesforce rep. This could be done with enterprise software now. And that's something that's unique, something that's only been in the consumer world, but now we can actually bring it into the B2B world, which is really powerful. Because the other aspect of that is, even though that person might be going through that process, internally that salesperson is watching that person go through that process, because we have visibility on everything. We know what the buyers are doing, what they're adding to the cart, how long they're spending on that site, what their actions are, if they abandoned the cart. And if they did, guess what? We've already sent them an email with a promotion and an alert that says, guess what? We saw you came on our site. Here's 25% if you want to come back. By the way, here's the shopping cart you already started. It's really that easy. It's that automated. And that's what we're doing that I think is going to be different in the e-commerce industry. Is people really don't want to basically buy from someone like me. They really just want to go buy a great technology. So that's why people like you are out there sharing all of this, right? So then they can come to my site, go and read through all these different great videos and buy. That's how e-commerce, in my view, for enterprise is the future. So especially if you think about it, we put AI on that. Guess what? We just replaced a ton of jobs. Not that we want to do that, but maybe we reduce the amount of people you need to grow to the revenue that you need. We already do that as a business. AI will put it on the next level. Make sense?
Right. Yeah. Well, so many of the younger, especially the younger crowd, is just so used to having that immediate gratification and being able to, self-help basically. So being able to jump in and order what they want to. And I think they're gonna drive for that more and more in the B2B market that you alluded to earlier. So I think there's a big future there.
There is, yeah. And again, the nice thing about us, built on the Salesforce platform, Salesforce just released Einstein AI. They got a whole new workbench. Mm-hmm. Our package is 100% native. That means all of our objects are available and you can see them. It means you can run logic against them with Einstein AI. So if anybody wants to test it out, we can go test it out with them.
Well, so that leads me into the next question about, tech leadership. So why do you think it is that SAASTEPS is considered a tech leader in your sector there?
I think it really comes down to experience. The experience that we've had is through a lot of the time. I mean, I've been in this industry for 25 plus years. I've really only worked for CPQ, quoting, billing, invoicing, e-commerce, revenue companies. And the thing that I've seen is that everybody's piecing things together, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Being perfect at one thing is awesome. Mm-hmm. But then what do you have to provide to the customer after that? And that's where it gets a little bit more interesting. So you've already sold something, now you can't sell anything else. So you get a partner, but then you bring in a partner and they can't integrate. Everything's starting to blow up, and now you have a worse experience than you had when you started, right? So in reality here, as a tech leader, what we believe we're trying to do is paint the better vision of bringing everything into one end-to-end data model and a seamless end-to-end suite that can be managed by business people. It's exactly what we've been talking about 12 years ago that we now actually have. And our product's been around that long. I mean, we're going on year 12 of our product. We're on version 11.4 that's coming out. But we're on the latest and greatest of Salesforce. We're on Lightning. We've been on it since, I think, 2008. And we've been enhancing it. Salesforce and some of their own standard products are all built in Visualforce, which means they still have to rebuild to even get to Lightning, let alone they're only going to be on version 1, and we're already 11 years ahead of them. So it just gets interesting here when you start thinking about technology and leaders. Is the past is the past. Lots of consultants, go customize everything, build a magical tool. You know what? Great. Everybody's got a bunch of magical tools. So everybody built the wheel again. They got triangles, squares, rectangles. We got ones that don't even look like a wheel, right? Or anything close to it. So my point here is this product that we have is something that every single customer that we have is on the same version. I mean, like the wheel is perfect. Let's just make the wheel even better, stronger, have more cool parts so that everybody could use the same wheel and get the same benefit. That's kind of what we do. And that's not kind of what we do. That is what we do. That's what SAASTEPS is all about.
Yeah. So, the proof is in the pudding, right? So tell me a little bit about how, what kind of results are your customers seeing? What impact is SAASTEPS having on your customers?
It's something that we've discovered with some of our customers that have been with us for a period of time. And I think that's actually a unique thing to say as well, is when a product fits and it works flawlessly, why would you ever replace it? And we do have customers that have been with us for 10 years, a decade, and they've renewed with us for another 3. So again, these are just things of value that we're doing with customers, because again, why would they keep paying for a product that doesn't work? The other thing that we've done with customers that I think that's really unique, so as small companies, getting them up and running, solo entrepreneurs, they can do everything themselves. That's awesome. Never need to rely on a consultant. You can go talk to our customer Q Solutions, and they'll tell you all about it. You could then grow up into, say, a company like Davenport. Davenport is a medium-sized business, basically sells to VARs. They basically work with 8 different suppliers who bring all their quotes together, and they got to input all this information and then eventually send a quote out to their customer. Well, now they can do that with 10,000 plus line items, 8 different suppliers, and they do it in less than a day. That's powerful. Imagine how much faster they're closing business. I don't have ROI results from them, but speed is now enabled. Sorry, David?
Yeah, that's big. Speed is important. Strike while the iron's hot, as they say.
Exactly. And then we've got even large companies, like we've got a company called Articulate. The coolest thing about them, they grew from, say 20 million to over $200 million. Well, in 2021, they got the largest A round in history of 1.5 billion on a $3.75 billion valuation. Pretty powerful when you think about that they're managing 106,000 customers flawlessly, because all of those are subscriptions, right? And all of that's running through our system and managing that system flawlessly. Again, if it's a system that constantly works, why would you ever fix it? The beautiful part about this customer, 0 support requests. And again, the thing that's unique about us is we're a revenue tool. And because we're a revenue tool, things have to be flawless. A quoting tool, anything could be break. It's a quote, right? It doesn't really matter. But if it's revenue, it has to be flawless. And that's what we're doing that's different for our customers. And then you got something like Cisco. Cisco signed with us earlier this year. They loved our product because they realized that internally, they only need a few internal people to completely implement our solution. And that's what they've done, a full self-implementation. So they're still unwinding a number of different things that they're doing, but as a big enterprise client, these things just take time. So,
Sure.
but these are the things that we're doing with these customers. It's amazing when you think about it. All across the board, different industries. We've got nonprofits. We work with everybody. All you need is Salesforce. And if you don't have Salesforce, all you need is 2 licenses to get started.
So talk to me about that cost. I mean, I know that's one thing that that has been a barrier in the past for especially newer organizations talking about using Salesforce. Do you find that being a barrier for any of the folks that you're talking to?
Well, I guess it all comes down to who you talk to. I'm a software company, and because we're a software company, charging services is not our priority. Selling you software is. So our goal is to get you in with the best process based on best practices we've seen through all our different customers, or even how we use the solution. And when we do that, the implementation is a fraction of the cost of what normal people go through when they do it with a big SI consultant. And don't get me wrong, the SI consultants, they're doing their job. They're doing a great thing. They have a different process because they have to learn everything about their customers' problems to be able to build the technology that they want. The difference is we already know all their problems. We've already got saturated with tons of use cases, and we're just going in and showing everybody how we're going to solve the problems. We don't have to build it. We just turn everything on. So that's kind of the things that when you start thinking about, that's what's changing essentially and allowing us to do things faster and helping the industry, really helping entrepreneurs and everybody grow their business rather than constantly waiting to basically get a tool so that they can go and grow their business. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so let's talk about going forward. What are some of the core principles that drive the vision for SAASTEPS?
For us, it's communication. Communication is absolutely key inside of our company. For us, we need to have full communication between us and our customers, as well as our team. Again, we all have to be on the same page. If we're not, it's really hard to grow a business. Transparency is really big too. That kind of goes with the communication. Again, if I don't know, then I don't know. And if I don't know, I may not be able to help you. And if you want something that I may not be able to help you with, I may disappoint you. And so it's just so much easier to have a conversation and be fully transparent. Why? That builds trust. And so this is really the 3 major pillars that we focus on. Is once you get all those things figured out, it's kind of easy, right? It's like a relationship you have with your significant other, with your son or daughter, with your best friend. And so once you build all that trust up, then you can actually have real conversations with people about hard problems. And honestly, we talk about hard problems. It's all centered around revenue. How do we accelerate it? How do we make things more efficient? How do you consolidate different systems? How do I use fewer resources and still grow? This is everything that SAASTEPS helps businesses with. And that's what we've been doing. It's pretty amazing. So,
wow. Yeah, that does sound amazing. So what do you see as the next steps for SAASTEPS? What are you seeing down the road? And what do you see as challenges?
My goal is, honestly, I have great partners. I'd love to acquire them because then we could just bring the storyline a little bit more together and make sure our data models are even more flawlessly together. So, of course, them controlling their data, their development, I can't really influence any of that other than being a customer of their product, right?
Mm-hmm.
So acquisition is some of the things that we're interested in doing. And the nice thing is we already have the partners we want to acquire. They're already part of our team, our alliance team, or our partner team. I guess I can't figure out which way that goes, right? Mm-hmm. So for us, that's one of the things that we would most likely do because, again, when you think about it, to expand, having all of these complementary solutions, which we already use internally, all we're doing is then going into all of those different partners' customer base and upselling all of our different solutions. It's exactly what Salesforce did. The difference is I'm focused on 100% native and Lightning products that are using the most advanced technology of Salesforce versus buying products that are using older technology. Like Salesforce has a great platform and it's already so much more advanced than some of their own internal technology. That's where I'm taking this company. I want to be the best of, the next Salesforce 2.0, where you buy Salesforce and your next stop is SAASTEPS, because you want us to implement your CRM and you want us to implement your entire revenue suite, because you know that we can drive revenue and grow businesses, just like we did with that one company that got $1 billion valuation. So, and we've got other great customer success stories around that too, like year over year, double-digit growth. These are the things we constantly hear from our customers. Again, they automate everything. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So tell me, you've mentioned several times about, the revenue aspects and some of that workflow simplification. Why do you think that's essential for modern businesses today?
Because right now, everybody has overly complicated everything. And we have a tool that can help you very quickly unwind it and actually simplify all of your business revenue workflows. Think about taking 7 or 8 different departments and allowing them to all work in one system. That's what everybody's always talked about, but usually what they do is they have Salesforce and then they have 7 different systems connected to Salesforce that are helping whatever they're doing around revenue. What we're doing, again, is giving you Salesforce one managed package, connect it to your ERP, NetSuite, QuickBooks, whatever you want. And basically, those are the systems that you need to run your revenue. And that's basically the things that we're doing to kind of change things and help customers, simplify what they're doing, simplify their workflows, simplify their architecture. Everybody talks about doing more with less. We are that solution. You can do a lot more with a lot less. And more importantly, manage it with one person. So if you want to, we can even introduce you to one of our partners that has a group of people that can go in and administer everything for you as well. So, it comes down to how you want to do things. Do you want to rely on an SI consultant to customize everything and manage your tool? Or do you want to manage everything on your own so that you can make the changes as your business is growing, right? So.
Exactly. Wow. So, I really appreciate you jumping in today and taking the time to do this. A lot of great insight. I learned some things hearing you speak about your organization today, and I know our audience will too, so I certainly appreciate that. And why don't you give us some more information here about how can our audience connect with you, and go check out SAASTEPS.
Easiest way is coming to our website, SAASTEPS.com. That's SAASTEPS.com. We take out one S, blend things together, because that's what we've done. We've blended all of these different technologies together in one solution. So that's what SAASTEPS is really doing. Stepping you into SaaS if you want, one piece at a time with our product, but it's still one major product versus all these different pieces. Other things that you can do, we've got a number of landing pages. Follow us on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's going to be big. Our marketing team's posting there all the time. We'll also do postings of promotions where people can come in and get access to our product early, or be able to test things out, or have a free trial or something like that. One of the things that we're doing right now is anybody that signs up for SaaSPay, which is our competitive solution to Stripe, Authorize.net, CyberSource, and pretty much every other payment processor out there, is if you buy that solution for $300 a year, we'll give you the ability to allow every person that has a Salesforce license to create a payment portal. So that means anybody in the company can actually send a payment portal to someone to get them to pay you, which means you never need to go to AR, credit, and collection. So we're basically bypassing that whole process. We're helping reduce the amount of AR that's going to be needed. So these are just different things you can do. Honestly, follow us on LinkedIn is probably the best. We do have Facebook, we do have Instagram, we do have all the rest, Pinterest. We're all out there, but LinkedIn is probably the best place, if not our website. And you can reach out to me. Tim at SAASTEPS.com. Reach out. I'm available all the time. So
for everyone that's watching this, please do like and subscribe. We need to build those numbers up a little bit, so do that so we get bumped up there on YouTube. For those of you on LinkedIn, come over and do a follow us there. We appreciate that. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time with some more great news on how to improve your bottom line.